Why do they have nicknames?
You should know what the group is called. Band.
Band.
Big ass motherfuckers.
You know what? It's really, really sad here on BAM that me and DJ Sue can't talk about what we really, really want to talk about for a while, which is Gojira. Let me make this very clear. Make this very, very clear when it comes to Gojira. I don't get a hard on like DJ Sue does with Gojira, but when I hear that roar in my name, I'm trying to have another kid with my wife. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, that shit is real. That shit is very real. So why? Tell me, guys, why is it that we're doing Cloverfield before Godzilla? Very easy reason why. Just so happens that Cloverfield just put something out, and now we're here, and here we are talking about Cloverfield. Of course, DJ Sue, say what up to everybody.
What's up?
And of course, over here, the tall motherfucker behind Chris. Chris showed up for this one too, because let's just be real, BAM is going to be kind of wonky for a while, people. Y'all kiss my ass, alright? So, this is how it's going to be for a while. It's going to be a bunch of us like, this is just an extra show from Three Blades. Oh yeah, treat it that way. But soon enough, it's going to be me and Eris, and we're going to be talking about like porno before you know it, so don't even worry about it. But anyway, Chris, how you doing?
Well, that may be.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I will just say this though, unlike God's Gojira, the Cloverfield monster has never done a flying drop kick, so he already gets points deducted off the break because of that. Just saying.
The Cloverfield monster, I remember when Cloverfield first came out, and this, I'm looking at dead at DJ Sue, because actually when Cloverfield came out is when the first time I knew DJ Sue was all into the Godzilla monsters. What's the Japanese word? Kaiju. I see. Because I'm stuck between two Japanese genres right here, kaiju and sentai. I was caught between the two, and for some reason they combined in my brain just now. For some strange reason, I didn't know what to say. But yeah, this is when I first learned that you love kaiju. You love the whole old guys, especially Godzilla. I don't know about you and all the rest of the other non-Toho and Toho.
You mean like Gamera and Ultraman and all that?
Now I know you didn't like Ultraman. I know you like Gamera though, or some type of.
I love I like all of it. I like all of it. I never asked you why, because it's not like it was uncommon to see Godzilla movies in America, but I always are fascinated why people floated to Godzilla like that. You know what I mean? Everybody got a different reason why. For me, it was a shitty movie that got me to like Godzilla, which was, thank you, Mystery Science Theater, for showing me Godzilla drop kicking like that.
Man, that has to be the funniest
that
shit
got me
ever.
That got me into Godzilla.
You was Godzilla drop kicking freaking Gigan. No, for me, it was seeing Godzilla shitty frame. It was like, what was it, a 2-frame animation of him drop kicking King Kong.
That shit was awesome. I don't care what you say. That shit was awesome.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome, but just the way it looked, like, bruh, y'all really had to cut like frames of animation to make that work. They couldn't get it right until we actually see Godzilla on piano wire, a freaking flying drop kick Guyana. I just like the fact that Godzilla got pushed into a pagoda. He got pushed into a pagoda, and I was dying because we haven't actually recorded. We recorded on a handheld camera at the time, us riffing the scene of Godzilla fighting King Kong. One of the funniest things you will ever hear us. One day we'll find it. I don't know if it's here.
I still no look. I have it. Is
it in the States? Put it away. Is it here in the States?
No, it's on my hard drive.
Oh, it's on your nigga. Find it.
No, D, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I have it. I could upload it at any point in time. It's just that there's no way in hell I'm putting that on YouTube because of reasons.
Toho don't play around with their stuff on YouTube. That is not even.
Toei and Toho do not give a. They will fucking like. You put anything Power Ranger-esque that has subtitles, you are fucked.
Like I would have this would have to be exclusive to the Black Geese website.
It sucks because y'all riffing it, and you would think that will be enough to not get the copyright strike.
You would think it would be, but you know, I will tell you this much: you can pretty much get
stuff didn't get blocked. Ain't that a bitch?
I can tell it to you like this: about 80% of the Mystery Science Theater episodes go up on YouTube.
Because that's all public domain.
Not really. Yeah, a lot of the public domain.
Yeah, a lot of the movies that they riff are public domain films. So YouTube can't do it.
And even riff tracks have some of the newer movies that got riffed on that they can put up there, like Twilight. They have that up on there and all the rest of that shit like that.
Well, first of all, that's put up in parts. Like, first of all, it's put up in parts.
But it's still put up on parts. I know that. But
it's mostly their audio and it's mostly their audio commentary. Besides all of that, nigga, they post that shit on Twitch, and they have their own. They have their 24-hour riff tracks channel.
But here's the thing about that, though. See, you can say, like, well, with all that being said, they don't have a best of the two Godzilla movies that they did for Mystery Science Theater. Not even when they're in parts, they don't have them up there. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, Toho, are you that damn serious? Were you gonna yank your shit off of YouTube? And I guess they are, man. So you know, whatever. I don't blame.
Like, look, Toho don't play around, man. But point is that I have our quote unquote riff tracks of us going in on Godzilla versus King Kong. But
man, I love that thing. I love it too.
I love it too. But this episode of BAM, we are gonna go into all three Cloverfield movies.
Robot Chicken had the funniest Cloverfield sketch ever.
Yeah, wasn't that like Clifford the Big Red Dog?
No, it was actually the Cloverfield monster, and he was fucking up the towers and stuff. And it was like, hey guys, he's like, hey Cloverfield monster, it's a little too soon, man. And all of a sudden, the Cloverfield monster rebuilt the Twin Towers and stuff, and then put the American flag on top. I was fucking dying.
It was weird when it came to Cloverfield because everybody knew what the gimmick was. They weren't going to show the monster or none of that shit. Before the movie came out, that was the big question. And when the movie came out, you had people like, oh man, they don't even show the monster. It's just people running around losing their shit half the movie.
Much like a lot of people first knew about Cloverfield when I went to see the first Transformers movie.
Oh yeah,
the trailer was what hooked me. And the whole time I was wondering, what is this monster? You hear the monster roar in the trailer and everything, but the whole time I kept saying, what is this? Bro, when I saw the Statue of Liberty's head end up in the middle of the damn street, I said, I'm watching this. I want to see this movie. Then the next trailer came out like a year later, and I said, okay, we get to see more of what the movie had to offer. But still they don't really show the monster. Like you see like little glimpses of what could be the monster or whatever. I'm like, damn, so I really gotta go see this movie. I finally see it. Yeah, cam and all that because it's supposed to be found footage. What really drove this movie and what got a lot of people to see it, not just the fact that they kept the monster hidden until you actually went to see it, it was really the marketing campaign behind it.
Oh, the viral marketing was ridiculous.
Viral marketing for Cloverfield throughout all their movies has been ridiculous.
Don't tell me that early social media didn't help this because MySpace helped this movie.
No. D, it wasn't MySpace. What it was like It was fake websites, web games, little hidden messages.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, it was
All
2008, so this is 2008.
Yeah, it was 2008.
So Facebook and YouTube were just coming into their own.
Yeah, like the viral market, this was all website based. You had websites that was that was like leaking stuff about Cloverfield. You had message boards of people.
Cloverfield.com.
You know, there was all sorts of Cloverfield stuff. Again, viral marketing and promotions was what pushed this movie.
I mean,
this is what drove everybody.
It was a weird moment. That was one of those weird moments of early marketing from, that viral marketing back then, man. It was almost, I want to say a golden age, but you could get away with a lot of clever shit back.
Big time. I mean, and that was the thing. It was like we're doing this. We're pushing this whole angle of this mysterious monster and all that stuff, and you get the whole like website with the government, little conspiracy kind of things that was happening and stuff. And it's like, okay, so government's involved, and
not even just government. They also had it linked to Japan. Like there was an oil factory in the middle of the water that collapsed itself, and it just happened to wake up the monster. And so I did some more further digging and found out, J.J. Abrams produced this movie because of his love for movies like Godzilla. He always wondered, how come us Americans, we don't have like our own national icon monster movie. I mean, people go to not Godzilla, sorry. People go to King Kong. King Kong, but it's different. Like, we don't have a monster that's just wandering around wreaking havoc and destroying an entire city like Godzilla did. We never had that in the States. No. So
very true.
So that's what he decided to put together this monster for this movie.
To be honest with you, Cloverfield did start off the whole, like, people say Blair Witch, and it did start off the found footage, but I think Cloverfield really kicked it into overdrive on found footage movies.
It did. In fact, all three of these movies have a particular filming style in the way they shoot their films. Like, the first movie is shot through found footage, like through the perspective of one person, as well as other people's perspectives. The thing is, we would never see that, but I remember seeing it in the trailer. Not only was the character HUD who had the camera the whole time, not only was it him filming, but there were other people with cameras that were filming too.
The whole premise of the first Cloverfield is you're getting it from the perspective of these people at a party, and just the chaos that this monster does and stuff, and you don't really see the monster per se. There are parts of the movie where it's like they're going through the whole city and stuff, and they TV, and at one point you see the military fighting the parasites that comes off the monster. They're shooting at the monster, but you don't see the monster per se.
And that was the whole thing, because that was like covering up your money shot. You didn't want to like, give away how the monster looked or anything. You want to have the danger was what was the havoc it was creating, and just basically you're just getting it, because it's almost like if you're wherever your downtown is, we all know where where downtown Tokyo is at, where you're at, DJ. So we know where downtown DC is at. Imagine where we are at, and we're getting everything secondhand. Yeah, you know what I mean. So you're not seeing the monster, but your monster's there. That was the whole point of it, and it's actually done very well. It gets kind of old, but it's done very well. Because the only reason why it gets old to me is because at that point, because I think about almost at the third act, you're like, "Where's the fucking monster at?"
And it's like the whole movie, the characters are theorizing what could it possibly be. I think HUD is like, "Well, I heard it might be some government science experiment and all this," and you're like, okay. And again, you want more story, and you don't really necessarily get it per se.
Now I like how the other characters they got separated and they meet back up again. They're like Rob, HUD, I saw it. That thing is alive. Because no matter what the military was shooting at it, nothing was working.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
There was one scene where the characters are literally stumbling on the ground while the military are just like shooting tanks and shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I love that part, man. Like they thought they was all alone. And you gotta think, it was like something out of a Tex Avery cartoon. It was quiet on the streets. Nothing was going on. You looking down one end of the street, nothing. You look down the other end of the street, bruh. They took one. They set one foot out, right? military comes in, you got tanks, you got guns, you got all this shit. You got all this shit coming. The monster comes in from the other side. Like, bro, where was this shit a second ago?
I mean, and the thing of it is,
yo,
like,
it feels like that was shot wrong. It feels like it was almost shot wrong when you really look at it, because you didn't hear nothing in the background. I had headphones on watching that movie, and I didn't hear nobody show up.
so it's like, and again, all this is the mystery of the monster and all that and stuff, and then like the characters, they go save his girlfriend because that was the whole premise and stuff. He had an argument with his girlfriend or whatever and shit.
Dude, that dragged the movie a little bit for me. It's gonna piss me off. That dragged the movie.
Well, you know what makes the movie feel like it was dragged, D, is the fact that 90% of the actors in this film, they were relatively unknown. Hell, they didn't even know that they were auditioning for this movie to be Cloverfield. That's why the scene in the beginning when they were in the party, all of that was improvised.
I think T.J. Miller and Jessica Lucas are technically like the only two that were like.
Yeah, they were about the only two, but everybody else, it was like lesser known people that were just thrown in. Like they did they were just brought in to improvise. They thought they were doing like a whole different type of movie. Yeah. They had no idea this was going to be a monster movie. So that's why like them reacting the way they reacted felt genuine.
The monster destroying the bridge, like you said, the Statue of Liberty head, and you're like,
I think the Statue of Liberty head, to be honest with you, that still kind of, well, not still, but it took a minute to get old to me.
Yeah, because that was the marketing.
That shot, movie. I love that shot. It looks old now, but when I first saw it, man, it took a minute for me to say, oh my God. And also when I look at it, her head's a little bit bigger. Slightly bigger.
This was the movie that really just had people on J.J. Abrams' dick.
J.J. Abrams did do something that really touched a lot of people in a certain way, because with the one thing I did love about the movie was the madness that was going on. I did mention that just a little bit earlier, how everybody didn't know what was going on. It kind of reminded me of 9/11, where everybody was, if you were in DC and New York, you didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yep. You literally didn't know, and everybody was getting news secondhand, and you were trying to figure out, like, we knew the danger was going on, we just didn't know what the fuck was going on, and it was just complete pandemonium. And then you got underlying the motherfucking issue going on, like, yo, Jessica, nobody cares about your fucking shoes, shit like that. So, I just, I really thought it was good. It's kind of funny. You remember how after this he did like Super 8, and then he did a couple other movies, and then he ended up doing Star Trek and doing Star Wars. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny to me because now I can say this, and I kind of mean it, but I don't mean it as in like he's going to take his place. He's this, to me, J.J. Abrams, and this is not in his dick because I don't think he's that good of a director. He is this generation Steven Spielberg. Yeah. I will have to be honest with you. Yeah. I think he.
Can I point out something since you mentioned it? You mentioned Super 8, and what was the other title?
He did Super 8. He did the Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. He did Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he did Star Wars.
Mission Impossible 3 is the reason why he made Cloverfield. While he was promoting Mission Impossible 3, he was in a Japanese toy store and saw a whole bunch of Godzilla toys, and that's when he came up with the idea, hey, we need our own American monster. Not nothing cute and not nothing adorable like King Kong, and not a charming monster like Godzilla. I wanted something insane and intense. So
please tell me he had something to do with the King Kong that just came out. Nah. Please tell me he had to.
No.
That was actually, and you know what, Chris, you were right. That joke was actually not that bad. Yeah. It was not that bad. Man.
Yeah, I actually kind of like Kong Skull Island. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was not that bad. I liked it, man.
But something other thing I want to point out is there was that, right? There was when he came with the idea of making Cloverfield, he threw in a ton of Easter eggs. One that got me, and I really, really want to get, especially when I found out I was coming to Japan. CJ, do you remember the drink Slusho?
Yeah, the Slusho drink.
Yeah, I really, really thought that was real. I thought that was a real thing. Like when I saw the Cloverfield movie, I was like, please let that be real. Don't be. I was like, don't be on some Quentin Tarantino shit where you come up, what was it, the red apples, like red apple cigarettes and Big Kahuna Burger and all that. Like, don't make the food be part of its own universe. Like, let it be something that I can actually get. No, and as much as Slusho has actually shown up in almost every J.J. Abrams produced project since this movie.
Yeah.
So it's in the JJA. It's in the JJAU.
Yeah, it actually is because like the
JJACU.
like a Slush Show, let's see, Slush Show shows up in that, like Slush Show's in this movie. It also showed up in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And it showed up in Star Trek.
Yes, it did.
And it showed up in like almost every other project that he's been associated with. He's thrown that in. Oh, and he also thrown in his other thing, like his other favorite. You notice that he uses the word Kelvin and everything.
Yeah, he does. I thought it was Kelvin was like the measurement of heat. I thought he meant that as
it's that, but he puts that word. He puts that word in in all of his movies.
This motherfucker's sprinkling shit in like he's
like whether it's a character or, for example, there was a gas station that was named Kelvin, and there was characters named Kelvin. He has all these things that connects his movies together. So even if he makes sequels to movies that might not necessarily be connected, or they might not be the real sequel to his previous works, the shit that's in the movies is what connects them.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. I appreciate that. I really do.
And for example, the part where we saw the Statue of Liberty's head show up in the middle of Manhattan, he said that was inspired by the poster from Escape from New York.
I'm about to say what exactly it looked like too, man.
It's just everything in that movie was just all sorts of kind of like building up. And I'll admit straight up, like I was part of that people that was like, oh my God, I can't wait for the movie. And then you watch it, it wasn't that bad. And then like you saw the monster at the end, and you're like, huh, that was it. Don't know what else to sit there and really say, but
where if you took the cover of the original cover, like the original movie poster, which is the Statue of Liberty in New York being destroyed. Yeah. Take that cover, and then take that same cover, and then mirror it. Like just take two of those covers and mirror them together. Right in the middle, the little light orange, smoky part of the destroyed city.
Yeah,
that image makes the monster.
Boo.
Get out of here!
Boo.
I'm dead serious.
That is some nerd type shit, man. I get it, and that's cool.
I found out
that is cool. But come on, bro.
Look, I found out about it, and I said, wait, so if you take the movie poster, basically just get two of the movie posters and put them together, mirrored style, and right at the bottom, the middle, is what makes the monster. And that's a long way, bro. It's a long way. It's a long way, but hey, motherfuckers on the internet got plenty of time on their hands to put it together.
Man, and that's what it was made for. That's what it was made for. Niggas on the internet, man. And that's what the movie did as well as it did, and got a decent cult. I say a decent cult following. It's not as big as you think it is, but it got a decent following after that, man. That's the reason why I like that. I appreciate, as much as I think that's stupid, I appreciate that though. I really do. That shows that there's actually care and time and something I want to add to the specialness of this movie. You know what I mean? I like that. I kind of do enjoy that.
So, and having this movie also having a connection to Japan, there is a manga. There's a manga spinoff where the movie was released. It was actually called the movie was called Cloverfield Destroyer, and the manga is actually called Kishin, and it's actually pretty decent. Like, it's a pretty decent comic. The monster in Cloverfield is actually controlled by a boy, and you actually see the monster in his full glory. Like, you can see the whole monster. He's controlling it.
Yeah.
And
because Japan,
and like I said, it's a pretty decent comic. Eventually he loses control. Like, he eventually loses control of it, and the monster kills him. In its rage, but yeah, like if you can find, search on the internet for Cloverfield Kishin, check it out.
The fact that first movie produced so much material. And I remember after that movie came out, there was like, oh my God, when we're going to get Cloverfield 2? And it was just all these rumors of a Cloverfield.
It was
2.
silent.
Like, it was
remember, it's kind of funny. Two American movies spouted off a theory that is really weird. Remember, they said that Cloverfield
I remember this one when rumor it said Cloverfield and Godzilla were going to meet up or some bullshit like that.
Yeah,
And-
there was that rumor. Hold on, there was that rumor. No,
and remember,
you know what would have been a hilarious one. That remember the monsters roar that we hear at the end of Pacific Rim.
and that's the one I was about to connect it to, and I was about to connect it to that.
Like
too. Tripping out
people-
about that too.
First people thought that the monster that roared that was Godzilla. And then other people were saying, nah, nigga, that's the monster from Cloverfield. Imagine they did put Cloverfield monster in Pacific Rim.
I mean, it would fit to the motif of that damn movie.
Yeah, because look, it's kind of funny. I think Pacific Rim 2 is going to be much better than the first one. But here's the thing that D say. I think they both are stupid.
No, hey, look. I said it best. Look, I watch so much giant robo anime that is ridiculously dumb, but
Yo,
fuck it,
the
it's
second one is
entertaining.
I think the second one is going to be so much better, but at the same time, you're going to be saying, this movie's stupid as shit. It's going to be like that. You know what I mean? You're going to be you're going to be hella entertained. You're going to be hella entertained, but at the same time, you were like, boy, I'm glad I'm not thinking right now, because if I did, I would walk out this theater right now.
That's too much Shin Getter Robo to not enjoy Pacific Rim. And I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous, but fuck it. Giant robots fighting.
But I remember that.
Cool.
But I think America, not even America, I think fans just want a Godzilla versus somebody so badly.
And Pacific Rim is basically kind of touching that, is feeding that whole thing for right now until we get the King Kong versus Godzilla movie. So
because that's going to happen. Because I got a feeling
they already set it up at the end of King Kong with that fucking teaser of there's other kaiju's other than just King Kong. And they tease fucking basically the whole monster legion of Godzilla, and I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting.
You know what? And it's kind of funny where we got, and I think it's also spouts out. It's also the fact that the first Godzilla movie we got here in America that we made was just complete bullshit, and then the second one we got was just dull. So I think there's a lot.
We praised it because, well, at least it ain't 1997 Godzilla, so there's that.
Yeah, man. I took a piss.
Clear.
It's like, dude, I got pissed on instead of got shit on, but still, I got excrement thrown on me somehow. It's the same thing, man.
Now, here's the thing. I have all this stuff from Cloverfield, right? So then, not even, what was it? It came out 2008 to 2016. That's what? Fucking 12 years later. We get
almost. No, hold on. I'm sorry, what?
2008 to 16, so that's 12 years. No, not 12 years.
No. That's 8.
8 years later.
8 years later.
8 years later.
I'm about to say, man, you threw me off.
Sorry, I'm fucking up. Sorry. We get fucking 10 Cloverfield Lane. And again, much like the original Cloverfield, there was a bit of a mini viral marketing. We were told, oh, it's just a spiritual successor to Cloverfield and all that stuff. So when you see the trailer, it's like, okay, this was like one of those psychological thriller type movies and stuff, because you got giant people in a bunker. John Goodman yelling, "Oh God, there's stuff going on outside!" And I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Don't go out there, nigga. Right. This movie goes into. Look, here's the funny thing. I always told myself, "Hey D, yes D, did you like Misery? Love Misery. Kathy Bates was a gem. Okay, D. Yeah. What if we give her gender swap and throw in aliens?" I'm sorry, nigga. What?
Time out for a second, all right? So you know nothing about the aliens, right? The whole movie up to this point, it's a psychological, like you said, misery thriller. You're like, oh, so he's keeping them on the ground because he's kidnapping them. Okay, all right, fine. I wonder how this connects to Cloverfield. Then she makes it outside, and I'm like, aliens?
Yeah, the aliens. No, hold on. You know the part, when she rolls out and she sees the space and the alien comes down? She actually turned into the audience for a hot second where she looked at it and said, "Oh, come on."
It really is. It's like, because at first, again, the whole movie, you're thinking, okay, maybe it takes place at the same time as the other Cloverfield. It's in another part of the country. Okay, I guess that's the loose connection. And then aliens come out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Dog, that's the thing that got me. Because when she stood up on that thing, and she said, "Oh, come on," I was like, "Thank you." And then when the alien dog came out, she said exactly what I said. What the fuck?
Then she destroys an alien craft with a fucking Molotov cocktail, and I'm like, well, that was easy.
I know, right?
Okay.
I said, well, that was hilariously anticlimactic.
Dude, we're skipping the important part of that movie. The movie itself, though, the real bulk of the movie, yes, because that was just 10% of the damn film. The rest of that
was like the last 5 minutes of
that's
the
right.
movie.
That was 10% of the film. Because, son, it is such a goddamn whiplash that it catches you. Like, wait, because really, no, seriously, that is the best line in the movie. Because when she gets on that thing, looks over the field, and you see a fucking alien spaceship. Oh, come on.
And the thing of it is, again, the whole movie, you find out, one, John Goodman, I guess, apparently kidnaps people and stuff because he quote unquote says
he is.
Apparently,
he is a kidnapper.
He's a kidnapper because he's all like, yeah, my daughter died some years ago, and then come to find out, oh, he abducted a woman a couple of years ago. Huh.
I like how my boy, I forgot who the actor is, but I like how he was down there. He had a broken arm. I was like, yeah, he did it. Because, we got into an argument. He wasn't following the rules.
I was like, yo.
Now, y'all know that this movie was originally called The Cellar, in which it had no connection to Cloverfield in the beginning.
Boy, I remember.
You can tell that J.J. Abrams was like, look, man, nobody's going to see this movie. I'm going to tell you what, though, dog. As the producer of this movie, he looks both ways. I'm going to put aliens as his motherfucker. Wait a minute, what? Don't worry.
And I remember John Goodman on a presser was like, yeah, I just filmed this movie called The Cellar. Not even realizing that was 10 Cloverfield Lane. So it's like, they kept it under wraps. But it's like, yeah,
boy,
they called it The Cellar.
Yeah, because that's what it was originally. It was originally called, like the way it worked was 10 Cloverfield Lane actually came from a really low budget spec script.
I can tell.
And and that's what it was called. That's why it was called The Cellar. And it also included the script in the hit list of 2012.
And another motif kicks in that's going to go into the third one. You better thank God they had the word Cloverfield on here. Nobody would have seen this thing.
You know what I find funny?
I'm going that far.
Nobody
would have seen it.
You know what I find funny? That that Abrams actually decided to call it 10 Cloverfield. He came up with the title after he finished Force Awakens.
Hey, look, man. I'm pretty sure Abrams, because let's be real about this. Abrams called a lot of shit, rightfully so, a bit from Into Darkness in terms of keeping secrets, because he was like, hey, Khan is not in the second one. Cumberbatch is not Khan. And I think I told D, I was like, hey, D, you know that's bullshit, right?
Like, I know it is bullshit. This nigga is not hiding nothing, man.
You don't hire the hot British actor and he not be Khan. I'm just saying.
Dude, his poker face is terrible, yeah. I don't know who he think he fooling.
Dude, that fool was literally like, no, it's not Khan. I'm like, come on, JJ, come on.
Now, where everybody made the argument of, come on, this has to be like a sequel to Cloverfield. This has to be a sequel. I mean, you have it in the title where Jay came out and said, well, it's not a sequel to Cloverfield because it's not Cloverfield 2.
He got him on a fucking technicality. That's what he did.
And you had that one guy in the back.
He makes a point. He got on the technicality, right? But he did say that, look, this movie is more so a blood relative or a spiritual successor of the first Cloverfield, where it has the spirit of that movie, like the fear factor and all that stuff.
You see that right there? That's when you know he's full of shit.
Because here's the thing. Like, the beginning of the movie, you hear on the radio, and that's the thing about these movies, right? Especially when you get the paradox. They throw all these little lines in there, those little throwaway lines, and you don't think of it, and then you get to the end of the movie, it's like, that's why that happened. She's listening on the radio, and she's like, oh yeah, there's blackouts in several major cities, but you don't think much of it because you're like, well, maybe it might be some electrical shit. Then you see the aliens, and you're like, oh, so they're the cause of the blackouts. Huh.
Which you heard John Good's character mention several times about Martians and shit.
But again, he's crazy.
Now, he did mention Martians. Yeah, because he's crazy as shit. Now, because he did was that, the Russians could be throwing some stuff at us too. Like, Okay, it's already bad enough because even though I get the idea of a bomb shelter, even though you get
wait, stop for a second. Right there where you mentioned the Russians, right? He mentioned the Russians. He mentions the bomb shelter. He mentions the aliens and all that shit. Just pay attention to all his dialogue from that movie. Also, while we're at it, you notice that when he was shuffling, there's a part where the camera actually is pans to his mail. And if you look at his pile of mail, there is a letter that was sent to him from Japan that has his character's name on it.
Really?
And the name of that Japanese company was the same Japanese company from the viral marketing campaign that unleashed the Cloverfield monster. He actually worked for that company.
You don't see me shaking my head, but I am. I'm giving that Kanye shaking my head like, JJ, good for you. Good for you. Because Trachtenberg, because I know when Trachtenberg was directing this shit, why I gotta put this in here, JJ? Just do the shit. Just do the shit. They're gonna take the shit dope.
I mean, and the thing of it is, it's just like
that's the name of the company. He worked for the company. Was it Tagro Tau?
Like when I see the fact that it's aliens, I'm like, so you couldn't even put the monster in. That would have been fine if you just said, "Oh, there's a monster attacking, blah blah blah." No, we get aliens
again. Seeing guys, this goes further by the time we get to the third movie.
Yo, the thing that gets me about it though was that the whole time you're seeing them underground, it was so like paranoia starting to kick in. I like how Ramona Flowers, I said it.
Ramona Flowers.
I like how, the whole time she had this look like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I liked it when shit hit the fan, where he came in there, and one of the weird things I really loved about I'm going back to the movie, mind you, but one of the things I liked about The Sopranos when James Gandolfini was playing Tony Soprano, you could hear that nigga breathing, just like just a fat guy breathing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I don't know why he added to his character. So when I heard John Goodman coming up like, you just hear all that breathing, it kind of added to the character. I kind of liked it. Anyway, but he told her that, hey, we got to cut the air back on. So I'm thinking to myself, she got to go through those vents and go to that secret compartment to cut it on, cut it off. And I thought to myself, hey, so what if y'all couldn't get up there at all? What if she was too big to get up there? But whatever. So she gets up there. So we got up there and she found out that there was an earring up there. And on top of that, she saw on the glass it said help. She was like, okay, it's time to get the fuck out of here. And then my man Goodman, son. And then Goodman shot my nigga though, He was like, just tell the truth. What you trying to do? He had that bad acid right there. And I'm thinking to myself, this nigga was prepared for this shit. He told himself, when I bring these people into my domicile, I'm going to have to throw one of them in this acid. It went down.
Like one of them have to go in here. Bruh, I'm about to go Walter White on y'all asses.
I like his like, just tell me the truth. Who did it? And he's like, I did it. I was trying to convince her that I can get her out of here. It was all my idea. Oh, thanks. That's all I wanted. Took out that gun.
Like, thanks for telling me the truth. Shot his ass.
Took out that motherfucking Colt Python and shot that nigga dead in the head.
There's also something else I want you guys to pay attention to. You remember the girl, like the woman who came running to the front door, screaming and clawing to get in? Pay attention to that. I'm gonna mention that when we get to the third movie.
Yeah.
Really?
So you get this ending, and she's going to Houston to help out that big ass spaceship in the sky, and I'm like, that's how we end this.
Now here's the thing. At that point, and now I did see Paradox before I saw 10 Cloverfield Lane, but even still, I was saying, like, it's a fun anthology. Just go with it. It's an anthology type of thing. Just go with it. Nothing's connected. Paradox had the fucking nerve to say, no, we connected it.
So let's get into this. Because the reason why we did this BAM episode is because Paradox just came out. They popped it up on us. There was some, basically the backstory is the fact that Paramount wasn't necessarily had faith in this movie going in theaters. And I know me and D and a lot of others were going back and forth. I'm basically leaning in D's direction. I'm coming around to it because I get it. Because even though I have optimistic feelings on how general audiences are, I have to kind of factor in, well, yeah, I could probably see how this could probably bomb because you have to put more money into it in the theaters. So, okay.
So, CJ, can you really feel that way when the movies whose viral I'm sorry, there was no viral campaign. It was, hey, you enjoying the Super Bowl? Here, check out this trailer. We're not going to say what it is. Just watch it to the end. The Cloverfield Paradox. Now on Netflix.
No, after the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl on Netflix. It was like, okay, go back to watching the Super Bowl. And when you're done watching that, hop on Netflix and watch this movie.
Yeah.
You know what?
And can you really, I'm sorry, D, real quick. CJ, can you really feel like you had reservations for a film that was originally called, well, it was originally based on, again, another spec script called God Particle?
Which, like I said it best. Cloverfield Paradox, I thought it was a fine movie. Was it the best? No. It came across like basically like a big budget Twilight Zone episode.
Yes, that's something that everybody said. And
it does come off like that.
It's true. Very, like to a T, it comes off like a big budget Twilight Zone episode. The thing that I got out of watching this, because again, I sat back and watched this movie, having not seen the first one in a long ass time, and only watching 10 Cloverfield Lane when I was on the plane going to Comic-Con. I only seen that movie once. Now, I'm watching this movie and I'm already familiar with the Cloverfield universe. So I looked at it and I took it like, okay, this wasn't terrible. This wasn't a terrible film at all. It made the connections because everything I tried to do, I caught it and I understood like every connection that was made. But at the end of the day, I still say that it's the weakest of the three movies.
Oh yeah.
It is. It clearly is. It clearly is,
here's
man.
The thing. We were all talking about this offline and stuff, and I know D was like, how does this connect? How does this connect? It doesn't make sense to explain.
Oh, D had me laughing. He was really trying to figure out how does any of this connect? Here's me. And
I want you to know, before y'all go into it, what I want y'all to know is this. I said it before. I'm cool with it being a free-flowing anthology. I am cool with that. Nigga, it hit me with a ton of bricks about halfway in. No. You're connect. What?
No, hold up. Now, D. No, CJ. When D was asking us these, like, when D was saying, how the hell is this connected? Like, I saw no connections. Here's me. Like, D, there were quite a few connections. This movie is connected more so with the first movie than the other movies. But
now the thing is, though, there was so many connections, though. Here's the thing, though, right? So people were like, and they missed this part. And as much as it was exposition, that exposition explained everything about the fucking movie and what it was. And it came right at like maybe about 5 minutes into the movie. Donald Logue's character.
Yes, which by the way, CJ, that that character who was explaining everything. Let me go ahead and give you the connection to 10 Cloverfield Lane. The news anchor, the lady, the girl who ran to the door screaming to be let in. That was her.
Yo.
And number 2, the guy that was explaining the whole explaining how dangerous it is for them to use the particle accelerator. That guy is connected to John. I mean, he's related to John Goodman's character because they both have the same last name. And they both work for the same company.
And the thing of it is, he literally sat there and said that God particle basically opens up parallel universe. Now, funny thing is about that, right? So there was a site that just came out recently. I want to say Film Junkie. Apparently, you remember when the God particle come on and everything shook? Right?
Yeah.
It happens at the same time as that damn party in the first movie.
Yep, there was that.
So, cool.
So right when that ship light up the God particle and transport another dimension, that's when the monster popped up in New York.
And here's the other thing. Now, keep in mind that he said earlier that every time that they, like he has a theory, and he's really theory that the Cloverfield paradox opens up portals to allow horrors from parallel universes to threaten Earth. So it's not like it's happening in this time or it's happening in that time. It's all happening instantaneously across multiverses.
Which is again.
So for example, the Cloverfield. So when they turned it on, the Cloverfield monster from the first movie shows up in New York in that time, and then when they turned it on, the aliens showed up in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yep.
And the stuff that, and of course when they turned it on again, the stuff that happened in their timeline, the monster showing up again, fucking Cloverfield monster floating in the damn clouds. Anyway, that one showed up in that time.
You would not get off of that.
I won't.
It was weird because I was
dumb.
I remember the Cloverfield monster was big, but not that big to hit.
No, it wasn't that
atmosphere.
No. It wasn't that freaking big. First of all, let me put out. Look, J.J. Abrams. Let me give you an example of how you can paint this into give us a better ending. Show Ava's character from her point of view, her in that space pod coming down to Earth, coming down Earth. Pass through the clouds. Again, POV shot. She gets through the clouds. She's about to land in New York. What's the first thing she sees? The freaking monster is still alive.
Yeah, they actually land inside the ocean, and it's the monster on land fucking up everything.
That's also the other connection. Thing that we saw fall into the Earth. Now, people have speculated that was either the space satellite or it was Ava's space pod that fell into the ocean.
I mean,
it was either one of those, depending on what multi. D, you want to? Okay, wait, D, you want to know what I'm talking about? All right, go right at the end of the first movie where the camera kept cutting back in between the found footage as well as the other footage that was recorded way earlier at a different time. There's where Rob and his girlfriend, they were having they were spending a day. Yeah, they were at Coney Island. And if you look, you have to look far off into the upper right hand side of the screen. You'll see something fall into the water, and everybody thought that was the Cloverfield monster that showed up in the water. It just fell to Earth and landed in the water. But no, it actually makes the connection that it was either the space station or it was Ava's space pod that fell into the water.
Yeah, I mean
that's how this movie makes it.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of it is, the whole movie with Paradox is basically just because I could see how this was a different movie and stuff, and I could see why they had it at the Cloverfield, because by itself as a movie, it's like every other sci-fi movie you've seen, Event Horizon and anything like that, except you don't really.
I said Sphere, even though the Sphere was underwater, but still same principle.
Sphere or
same
fucking Supernova and shit.
Supernova.
Yeah, which, I mean, and even the chick that you find out was from another dimension, it felt like her turning on everybody was just dumb, because it's you're fucking over everybody because why again?
I get it, because she was a different dimension, and her whole deal was I'm not safe on my own, and you fucked it up for me. I get it, but it was kind of just... Ugh.
No, I can explain that part. With her showing up, again, this is not just the multiverse effect, but it's the fact that reality itself was crashing in on itself. Things were happening in one reality that's not supposed to happen in another reality. But the fact that they used the accelerator, in the Cloverfield paradox, and they used that to try to get this infinite energy to help the energy crisis on Earth. By doing this and opening up this freaking multiverse, all this shit was happening, which is why everybody felt weird about what would happen next. Everybody was looking at the German dude because they knew that in one universe he turned on everybody, which caused that giant world war.
Yeah,
which it's kind of, and I thought it was kind of I thought the crew that they had on the ship was that was another thing that made me say, well, this is every movie I said, because we just got done watching what was it Geostorm, and they had this multinational crew that's up there, and I know they had that in real life, but at the same time, it just felt kind of like seen it before. Everything
a lot of the stuff that they did, a lot of the things that came up was seen it before. It's when all the freaky shit start happening and they just refuse to explain because, fuck it. That will take time. Here's my thing. Look. Actually, Chris, I will forgive everything. I just need to know when my boy Roy off IT lost his arm, what caused the wall to do that? Don't say the multiverse. That doesn't mean nothing to me.
Because the God
what caused that?
See, in my logic, again, I'm thinking in terms of on some Neil deGrasse Tyson bullshit. I'm thinking along the lines of that God particle fucked up the stability of the station, so weird shit was happening, i.e. Homeboy throwing up all those fucking worms and
worms. Yeah.
Now here's the funny thing. As stupid as it was, here's the funny thing with the worms. As stupid as it is, I can believe the space station zapping millions of miles across the universe, across the fucking solar system toward the sun, and somehow the worms zapped into his body. I get that, but when you stick your hand into a wall and the wall closes and it's just rolling around and it chomps your arm off and you don't feel nothing, I have a couple of questions.
Again, it's like I said, it's all of these realities crashing in on itself.
True, but what caused the actual wall to fucking move?
Well, for example, maybe he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm asking you to answer a question that real talk probably can't be answered, so it's okay. It's okay.
No, you know what, D? Actually, I meant to say this because we talked about this earlier. I'm so mad that I missed my cue. When you asked me that question, I was going to say, you know what, D? As the number one fan of the Cloverfield franchise, I refuse. I refuse to even hurt my brain trying to answer that question.
Dude, when they try to turn on the accelerator earlier and it cut off, it was like, why is it not working? Why is it not working? And they show your boy Roy, I just yelled out, did you try turning it on and off again? And then, look, hold on. And then when he took his arm, right, he's like, my arm. He's like, he was just looking at his arm was off. He's like, what happened? And when he said what happened, here's me. I'm disabled. I'm disabled.
That line was classic. I'm disabled.
That episode, I love that episode. You know what? I'm throwing shade. It's fucking bad. I'm not even throw shade on this. Yeah. I understand why real talk, Black Twitter. Come here, y'all. Just because a black person directed it, no, dude, you ain't shitting on us. Yes, I am. Just because a black person directed it.
Tyler Perry all the fucking time.
Yeah,
he's like the pariah of black people because he has his own.
Y'all shit on. Oh my God, y'all shit on Lee Daniels all the time. So let me just tell you, just because this is a black director doesn't make it a good movie. Just because it's your girl off your favorite episode of Black Mirror on there doesn't mean she was good. She was the she was every. She was decent. Y'all act like, oh my gosh, she was so good. How? What did she do? No. I'm gonna be savage. What did she do that Sigourney Weaver didn't do?
You know what it is.
Let's see. Be a person of color in a lead role.
Shut the fuck up, Eris.
No. See,
Shut the fuck up, Eris.
No.
I see what you're going at.
No. Hold on, CJ. Before you even go there, no. Despite all of your all your shade that you're throwing at Black Twitter, I will stand up and say, hey, it's actually good that we actually got a female person of color as the lead role in a movie. Dude, she was like in charge of a damn space station.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Cool, true.
Granted,
true,
hold on.
True.
Granted, shit went to pieces under her watch.
Chris will agree with me. Will, what's up, man? I think he will agree with me too. She ain't got shit on my nigga Cisco, and he ran Deep Space Nine, my nigga. Yeah. So
hey, look, we got a black sister taking charge in fucking Discovery. Good show, by the way.
I'm sorry. Did Angela Bassett do this before her too?
No.
And nobody see that shitty movie?
No, what, Supernova? No, she was just a medical officer. She wasn't leading shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Spader was leading. That's the difference.
That being said, love you, Spader. Nobody gave a shit about that movie either.
hey, look. Spader hooked up with Angela at the end, so he won. All right? He won.
Shut up, Chris.
He won.
He won.
Spader, no, actually, no, let's say it better. Spader won before the movie even started, my nigga.
No, right? Hey, look. From what I remember in the movie, from what I remember of Supernova, like, yo, his character was jonesing for some Angela Bassett, so I was like, shit, he already know what he want. All right.
Man, he was like, I'm gonna need some black vagina before this whole thing is over with.
Before everything goes upside down. But
I have a chocolate taste right now, and it needs to be quenched.
When people of color, whether it's black people, Asian people, all that stuff, when you don't get, because let's be real about this, how many sci-fi movies have we seen where it's a bunch of dumbass white people doing dumbass white people shit, and it's that one black person saying, hey, you know what, I didn't do that. You're not going to listen to me? Right.
I can answer that, D. Every sci-fi horror movie from the 80s.
Yeah, and so I think in this movie, it's like when you look at the black people in the movie, and Zhang Zi to a point, all of them were like, yeah, this is weird. We need to get the fuck out of here. Because Dave off the break, like, you need to get the fuck out of here.
No, how about the fact that how about when they finally figured out? They figured out that, like, first they were trying to wrap their heads around what the hell is going on. You know, like, what's really going on? Like, did the particle accelerator work? I mean, what happened? Everybody, look on the screen. Where's the Earth?
Yeah.
Boy, I noticed that before. I'm like, where the fuck's the Earth at? That's the first thing I said. Did they blow the Earth up?
Yo, if they blew Earth up, like, holy shit.
Yo, Abrams just blew my mind.
I would have been like, okay. I'd be like, all right. I mean, I get it. You're trying to harness an infinite amount of energy to provide to the Earth. You can't imagine that type of power could destroy it. But I'm like, no, come on, no. It wouldn't.
But then I had to be that guy to be like, you just aped the storyline from Saints Row 4. Thanks, Abrams. Thanks.
Then I was like, nah, it couldn't be. Like, something's had to be going on. And of course, they come to find out that, again, them trying to wrap their heads around the fact that they might have just crossed into a whole nother reality, they've entered the multiverse. They come to find out that they're on the other side of the sun. So not only did they find out, they're like, okay, hey, everybody, let's get in contact with the Earth. Let's turn shit back around so that we can get ourselves back home. Boy, when they tried to get in contact with Earth, everything was static, and they come to find out shit had went down on Earth.
Boy,
They come to find out that 2 days earlier, the Cloverfield station was destroyed and fell to Earth, causing this giant world war.
Yeah.
You know how it started. I know exactly how it started. It fell to the Earth. I want to blame Putin, but I know it was the Chinese.
And I would be like, how? Tam didn't how could you blame the Chinese? Tam didn't even exist in this time period. Yeah. She wasn't on this crew.
No. It was the Chinese. I know it was. Mr. President, the Germans actually are declaring that they did this and they're proud of it. It can't be. Can't be.
D, hold on,
Good
D.
people up there. Good people.
No, wait, D, stop for a second. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and mess up your head real quick. In that reality, Trump's not even the president.
Yeah,
it's Danny Glover. I knew it. It's Danny Glover. I knew it.
And on top of that, nigga, this is the year 2028.
Yeah.
2020. Hold on. All right, let's be funny, y'all. Let's be funny. What celebrity is the president? Let's be funny.
No. I want to be funny, but I'm gonna say nobody.
I'll say The Rock.
I know who it is. What is that?
I'm gonna say The Rock.
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
You say The Rock. You say Beyonce. Wait. You say The Rock. You said Beyonce. Fuck it. JBL.
You should vote for JBL.
Yeah, I would. I knew it. Look, if he comes out in that Dallas theme, even better.
I knew it. But yo, you got my vote already. First thing I do, kill all the Mexicans. I'm with JBL. Kill these Mexicans. Like, damn.
Hey, this man won the WWE Championship. Respect.
No, right there. That's like that. Like, damn, D, you agree with JBL? Hey. He is the longest reigning WWE champion on SmackDown.
Or you know what? No, because this,
doing that.
hold on, D, and because this damn company is so good at predicting shit, the president would be Schwarzenegger.
Nah, you can't. He really can't.
He can't be. He's foreign.
Yeah, I know he's foreign. He's foreign, but hey, he was the governor for like how long?
Yeah, but you can. You could be governor.
Can't be president.
I know you have to be a U.S. citizen,
Yeah.
but that'd be fun. No, but that'd be funny. In that reality, that rule's
He's
changed.
fucking President Camacho, and he's just like, "Fuck the rules. I'm president now." Shit.
No, I'm just talking about the. No, I'm talking about the rule. No, I'm talking about the rules of the multiverse.
Oh, I'm just saying, there's just that reality. He's just like President Camacho, where he's like, rules. I'm president now, bitch.
Dude, if there's a different reality down there, I'm just going to say, y'all, I want to go back there because Africa is probably winning down there. Africa has the most fortified army in the world.
So it's like,
and Ghana taking out everybody. They ain't taking no
prisoners.
What happened to America? Look, what happened to America? Libya fucked them up.
Now, here's the thing about Paradox that I'm not gonna say it slowed down. It was interesting how Ava's character, homegirl was playing on her, like, because her and her husband at the beginning of the movie, they were kind of like talking, they're husband and wife, but they're talking about starting a family. But he knows.
Well, not necessarily starting a family. It was more so. Do you really need to go do this? I mean, if we do this, we could save the planet. Yada yada yada. Really, this whole thing was circling back to the fact that both of their kids had died in an accident that she caused.
Other reality, they're alive.
Yeah, in the other reality, in the other reality, you come to find out that she never even left. She never went to space, and her kids are still alive. Her parent, she had the perfect marriage and family and all that. And that broke her down, bro. She wanted to go. And the thing is, she told Keel, the captain, that you guys can go back to our time, but I'm gonna stay here.
Like, she do your fucking twin doppelganger and take over.
And everybody had that. Everybody had that idea that she was probably gonna do something like that. But even I said no, because what if she did interact with herself? Like, again, that would cause reality to again collapse on itself. Things have to go back in proper order.
Yeah.
So what she ends up doing instead is she sends a message to herself to tell her, don't take a power cell to use it to the house. Don't do it. Like, if you're using it, turn it off. Get rid of it. Like this. Like, if this thing works using the particle accelerator, you won't even need it. And whatever you're doing right now, if you're in a meeting, if you're somewhere, stop. Go home. Go to your husband. Go to your kids, and be blessed.
Go home.
That's
and
it.
Be blessed.
It's like, go home
be a
and be
family woman.
That's what she.
And and here's the funny part.
And for that line, for that moment, I said, you know what? I love this part of the movie. Like, she knows that she was saving herself in this reality because she had a feeling that that what happened to her in reality could happen to her in this reality.
Yeah, but there were two separate realities.
There are, but
also,
but who's to say that it couldn't happen in a different time?
Yeah, true. I don't know. Whatever. That just the
whole movie is just like.
But you know what? Actually, it's funny because I think that scene is where everybody's like, "Oh my god, my Gugu is so good in this, man. She's so great in this." I'm like, that one scene, y'all. Really? That one fucking scene. Because the rest, she's teary-eyed and crazy. So what did she do outside of that one scene?
I mean, personally, I think she was good. I think she was better in, like, fucking, what was it? I think she was in God, she was. I'm about to say Selma. I'm like, no, she wasn't in Selma. That was the other chick.
No, she wasn't. No, she was in Black Mirror, man. And everybody, like I said, that's what everybody's still hyped off of what she did in Black Mirror. It was actually a sweet ass story. It was more the story than her and me, but still.
But the thing is, she's always in situations where if the movie's bad, she's still the good part. She was in that fucking Jupiter Ascending movie, and I'm like, she was actually pretty good in that movie, but the rest of that movie, not so much.
I'm sorry, Chris. You remember parts of that movie?
Yeah, I do. Now, that's telling you something.
Terrible.
That is telling you something when I can remember.
No, it's not. No, Chris.
If I can remember.
Chris, look at me, Chris. The only reason why you remembered her because of this one thing. Hey, the only black person in this movie about space. Wait a minute. What do you mean to tell me there's all white people in space?
Yo, that too, and Eddie Redmayne like chewing the scenery like times 100 and shit the whole fucking movie. But like, you know,
that movie was terrible. That movie was a new level terrible, man.
I don't. Wachowski's like, hey, dogs. How do you go from Speed Racer, which I still love, and stuff,
Chris, that bar is not that high. Calm down.
No. I'm just saying.
How did you like the fact that in 2028 we can use an onboard 3D printer to make a gun?
I mean, I think we could do that now.
No, I'm talking about no. I'm talking about an actual functioning gun with bullets.
We can do that now.
Hey, Chris, we can do it, but here's the thing. It's going to take about 5 days. And even then, I think it's going to work the way you think it's going to work. It's going to
work like fucking Malkovich's gun in fucking that Clint Eastwood movie. It was like a wood gun and shit where it's like, oh, only one bullet at a time, huh? All right, cool.
That joke will be so cheap. But I'm mad my man printed that joke out. And it actually came with bullets. I'm like, yo, so it was programmed to make that shit. It was programmed to make that shit, though. That was made it so impressive.
Now, was that a 3D printer that made the bagel?
Yeah, that printer that made a bagel.
The fuck?
You know what? Don't say the fuck, dude, because that's going to save lives. You know, I understand it. I'm an old fresh fruit, fresh vegetable person and all that shit, but real talk. McDonald's saves lives, and niggas don't know. People don't want to say it. So whatever.
The fact that they had a little message that wrote "worst bagel ever."
Yo, I bet that thing tasted like pepper, but the butter was the paper was terrible. Butter might have been all right though. That was like,
paper was terrible. Butter might have been all right. You know what? Add a little hot sauce to it. It's actually good.
You know what, Eris? You can't help but to be black at the wrong time.
You had like fucking Google was just gonna pop out a fucking damn Pete's Texas Pete hot sauce. Like I put this shit on everything.
Nigga, you know what?
Would. No, screw that. If I was on that space and spent so much time on that damn 3D printer, I probably would have made 3D printed hot sauce.
Nigga, I would too, man. Like Officer Shaw, yeah. What is that? What is that? It's nothing. It's nothing. Is that a mold of vagina? Yes, it is. What star is it? This one is actually who? It's Pinky. All right, leave me alone.
Look, I needed this. I needed research.
Look. You know, one of us gonna say. So how do they feel? Oh, they're not as good as you think they are. Not really. I gotta make some 3D lotion, man. 3D lotion is terrible, bro.
It's terrible.
Is it cocoa butter? That's all that matters. Is it
nigga, don't matter. It's paper. Splinters out the ass.
No, actually like this. Nigga, you see all these white people on here. You ask me if it's cocoa butter. You ask me, man. This ain't gonna work. Yo, I thought it was actually, but I think that's cool, man. I always like that. And not only that, I like the putty that they had. Yeah. A little putty when they put it in there.
When they were fixed, like the putty they were using, like to fix all of like broken pipes and wires and all that, just to rewire everything. It's like, yep, just shoot this on, and it molds itself back together, no problems.
Now, real talk, I don't think we're far away from that. I don't think we're too far away from having that. That looks like one of those things where we're going to have that really like in the next, I don't know, 10 or so years. You know what I mean? That looks believable. I actually kind of like the way they were. I loved it, man. I was like, oh, man, I need some of that now. What you going to fill up, nigga? Don't you worry about it, nigga. I need it.
And with that, when all that went down, now let's jump back to Earth. Now on Earth, Michael, Ava's husband, wakes up. He wakes up just to find out bruh, we're in the middle of this wave of ravage destruction across the planet.
Rolling blackouts and shit.
He runs outside and he sees a silhouette of the Cloverfield monster, and then of course he tries to make his way to the hospital, but he stops and he finds this girl named Molly, and come to find out that the hospital has been destroyed. So he ends up taking her to an underground shelter that belonged to a friend of his. Come to find out that shelter is not too similar is actually very similar to the one in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, no, I kind of thought, I'd look back on that like, is it the same place? Maybe even the same place. I think it was just a callback. It's a
callback.
I think it was one of those. I think it's one of those false callbacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's that, but it's not. You think it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
It's a callback, but considering that 10 Cloverfield Lane, that took place way out in the damn cornfield.
Exactly. That's what I meant. That's what I'm saying.
That was one of those. That one was way out in the cornfield, and that one they were dealing with aliens in that universe. That's why I said these three characters all existed in three different universes.
And see, that's the thing. I still, like I said, as much as and it wasn't that I was trying to connect the plots. It's just like some of this is like coming in pieces, and they're not good pieces. Is what I'm trying to say. That's the only thing it was, and I'm still more for the idea of it being free flowing, but. This movie said, "Fuck all that. We're going to connect all of them." And at this point, you're having the audience prepare themselves for the fourth one that's eventually going to come out. We're all going to be like, "Okay, where's the dots, man? How did it connect, man?" I'm cool with that, but at the same time, it's like that's going to take away from the story, and it kind of does a little bit because even though this story is not interesting, I want to say not interesting. It's nothing special. There are some parts legit, like, oh damn, like oh damn. Like the only death there was a couple of deaths in there where it's all that happened. Like the captain dying made me laugh because I was telling myself, hey, you know what? Do some brave shit. Do some unnecessary brave shit. And what did this nigga do? He pushes everybody out the room and goes with he tears the part of the ship off and he goes off with it. I'm like, of course he was going to do that. I saw that come.
It's David Oyelowo. This is standard quote of him. He did that shit in Red Tails where he fucking sacrificed himself.
Maybe glad that nigga didn't do that shit in The Butler. That would have been awesome.
Dad, I hate that you're a butler.
Hit you with Butler Dad shoots herself in the head. Yo, even with
that was a depressing ending right there, man. Why would you do that?
Yo, that would be hilarious. That's why.
Forrest Whitaker's fucking lazy eye crying, the one tear coming out the lazy eye.
No, man. You know that thing's gonna come out sideways. Man. It's not gonna drop down vertically. It's gonna go to the side. Yo, but the other part that had me, had me laughing. Zhang Ziyi died, and I was saying, she walked into that room. All the water was filling up, and I told myself, "Hey, I got a question. Hey, D. Would it be funny if she gets blown out into space? But that would just freeze her up. That'd be stupid. I bet it's gonna happen. Nah, I bet it's gonna be some shit where like the door opens up and she gets like something stupid like that. Nah, watch it's gonna happen, nigga. Next thing you know, the back panel opens up, freezed in an instant, and here's me. Sub-Zero wins.
Fatality.
Yo.
Now how about with that? when I saw Zhang Ziyi go, I was like, damn. All I can say was damn.
That big ass forehead. Oh, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I looked at her and I just said, damn. I was like, yo, you screamed in the House of Flying Daggers.
Oh damn, man.
Names and subtitles. Ooh, man, it's crazy.
That's fucked up, Chris. That was even. That's racist.
It's Bam, all right.
Screen
You knew this was
and
happening.
subtitles.
All right? Why are you?
That is racist.
Why are you booing? I'm right, you know.
You ain't right.
That is racist, sir. That is racist. Yo. And I was telling myself, I was like, you know what? I hope
I hope my boy Chris. I hope my boy Chris. Nah, fuck that. I hope my boy Roy dies with dignity. No,
I mean,
actually, you want to You want to know how you want to know how you see his death coming from a mile away when they said, yeah, I'm inside of an oxygen room. You know, if I let anything, if anything goes off, poof, I'm gone. So I said, I was like, all right, Roy, it was really good seeing this movie. I hope your death is dignified.
He didn't really go out. He didn't go out in the way that I thought it was. It was like, okay, it was explosion.
I mean, he went out in the damn explosion.
Here's the thing. It was
dude, you know you did. You know you did when you start dying the same way Tetsuo died. You know it's going down.
The explosion. Okay, fine. It would have been on some like, well, shit. This was, fucking ship grabbed me onto it, and so now I'm part of the ship. Oh, explosion.
Like the freaking goo that he used to, they used to seal everything up, pulled him in.
Time out. Don't say goo, because the first thing to be is going to be like,
oh, okay. No. For the love of God, I am not. Look, I'm not linking. I am not linking Prometheus and Cloverfield.
We're not. But it was that was just funny. It's just at the beginning. What was that black goo?
That's what it really. You know what? That is actually a good question. When you're like, what the hell was that black goo? Then shit.
At least this movie had a better explanation than fucking Prometheus' black goo. I give it this much. It's like,
at least that fixed the wall. At least that fixed the wall. Shit.
Hey, look. I'm pretty sure we can develop that technology now. Because holy shit, that will fix so much stuff. It's ridiculous. We got Gorilla Glue. That fucking sticks like a motherfucker. But
I'm mad as you. Gorilla Glue.
I'm just saying, I need something like that. That's just easy to get inside of a fucking hardware store. That's all I'm saying. I just need that.
Nah, but dude, I knew that was on, man. I'm like, everybody else pretty much got shot.
Hey.
Everybody either got shot or went out in some Final Destination / Mortal Kombat / Saw style death.
Hey, tell me why Cloverfield 4 Overlord. I saw the fucking synopsis for it, and I'm like,
whoa! That's going to be the name of it?
No. Overlord is the name.
Yeah, Overlord is the name. It's just called. I mean, the name is just called Overlord.
Here's the thing. I read the synopsis of it, right? Why in two hells is now? I'm not mad, but more like, they're basically making fucking Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah, they are. They're making Castle.
I'm gonna read the premise of this. On the eve of D-Day, American paratroopers are dropped behind enemy lines to carry out a mission crucial to the invasion's success. But as they approach their target, they begin to realize there is more going on in this Nazi-occupied village than simple military operations. That they find themselves fighting against supernatural forces, Nazi experiments.
So we're getting Wolfenstein and Captain America. Awesome.
No, this is Wolfenstein. Fuck Captain America. This is Wolfenstein. All right. Wolfenstein.
I'm only saying Captain America because Ultimate Avengers, that animated film.
No. This is Wolfenstein, especially the New Order and stuff. I'm like, so you're making Wolfenstein. How does this connect to the Cloverfield monster again? I don't get.
I like how Chris is all business. No. This is nothing like that. Not right now, Harris. He's all of a sudden like, this.
Again, I'm not mad, but I'm like, just call it Cloverfield. Cloverfield : Castle Wolfenstein, and it's like, all right, cool, dope, all right, gotcha.
Look, I don't know why you're saying that because I know exactly what's going to happen. As soon as we get to the end, Hitler's going to be the Cloverfield monster. Simple as that. I don't know why you think.
Don't say that, dude, because now you just get.
Please don't say that. Yeah.
Or Hitler riding the Cloverfield monster.
No.
Boy,
okay. No. Wait.
Look, I don't promote Nazis, but that will be fucking awesome.
No, because the last time, hold on, and the last time I would ever say, God, Hitler and the words "cool" put together, Hitler doing something that cool here in Kung Fury.
Yeah.
That was the one and only time I would ever see Hitler doing anything cool was in that movie. That's it.
Boy, I remember what was it? It was an episode of Drawn Together.
and Princess Clara mentioned that we're going to go back. Like, if gay people get married, it'll be back to the Stone Age where Germans ride on dinosaurs, where Nazis ride on dinosaurs and kill us all.
That is so funny that is so funny that she said that, and years later we see Nazis and dinosaurs in Kung Fury.
Yeah.
I swear, if we see one Nazi on a dinosaur in that movie, I'm getting up and I'm clapping because finally somebody did it. Finally somebody had the balls to do it.
I mean, but I see the premise and I'm like, all right. I mean, and like I said, I get it because it's the whole like dimension thing from Paradox. And all these dimensions. That's fine. So I'm just curious
Paradox,
to see where it's going.
Paradox is like this movie. Like the third movie is pretty much this franchise's genesis, where all this started. This one movie, them turning on the particle accelerator, is what set off this chain of events.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Homeboy that played Denzel's son in Fences, he's in it, and Kurt Russell's son is going to be in it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Kurt Russell's son act. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was in 22 Jump Street. Yeah. He was in that
I just totally forgot he did that. Like he had another seed running around.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it ain't Kate Hudson anymore. It's Wyatt Russell.
All right, Wyatt.
Do something.
Sounds like make Papa proud.
Dude, I'm sorry. I have to imagine when I birthed Kurt Russell had that fucking damn mustache like he did in fucking the Hateful Eight and shit as he's saying that.
No, he did. Well, you know he did. You know he did.
It's like Goldie asking him, "What do you want to name him?" Wyatt.
No. So you know this is Kurt Russell right after he got done with Escape from New York. He still has an eye patch on.
It's called him Snake Russell. It's like we can't name him Snake. Kurt.
For the love of God, Kurt, I ask you to be serious for 2 seconds. We're never getting married, and they never did.
It's fine, call them Iroquois.
Here, how crazy is that? They never got married, and yet they're the longest running couple in Hollywood. That's the craziest shit ever.
Angela Bassett, we can look at that Courtney B. Vance. We're gonna beat these motherfuckers. We're gonna beat them, baby.
And can I ask you guys this question? So circling way back to the first movie, do y'all remember when everybody was running through all the rumors about what the monster was? I remember my favorite rumor about the monster being Cthulhu.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought it was going to be too.
Everybody thought it was Cthulhu, man. Everybody legit thought it was Cthulhu, man. Or it was going to be some type of, or at least in the same type of vein of Cthulhu. You know what I mean? I remember everybody talking about that. Then it happened. I remember one they said it was like a turtle.
Yeah, people thought it was like a turtle or something, or they thought it was some kind of lizard. No, and then finally J.J. Abrams comes out and says, no, it's none of that. Like he put the kibosh on everybody's thoughts and said, no, this is 100% original, like an original monster that's created.
Yeah.
You know what? And you know what? That's the funny thing. I mean, not the funny thing. With all that said, capture the imagination each time. But I actually enjoy the fact that even though this one wasn't connected enough, I mean, not this one, like all of them are trying their best not to be connected. It is kind of good that every time they do something, they try to take a fresh take on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Try to do something that they didn't do the first time. And I can legit appreciate that shit, because a lot of movies, when they make shit like that, they just try to repeat what they already did. You know, just make the same movie over and over and over again. This was the time to give you something different. And I think it really works for them that each one is a different one. So, you know, that works for them. I like that shit, man. I really do, man. Yeah. I'm glad that at least there's going to be another one. Here's the funny thing. Even though I didn't like the third one, no, straight up, I still don't like it. But here's the funny thing. I'm not mad I watched it. Not at all. Especially because the fact that they knew this movie wasn't going to make it in the movie theaters. They knew for a fact make it. But because they did that and brought it out the way it did, and
ever since I think it was Beyonce brought out her album out of nowhere when nobody saw it coming, we started seeing people just drop shit out of the sky and people panic. And when people panic, it comes out in a good way. Because remember, Kendrick kind of did it like 2 days before his album came out. And everybody like, no! And
I'm sorry, it's just you mentioned Beyonce dropping that album. I remember when we did that podcast that night and that happened, and I was like, wow.
People lost their shit. It was amazing. And, you know, like when people when they just airdrop shit out of the sky, like, oh yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. I remember when Drake made if you're already reading this, people lost like, yo, when did that mixtape come out? To this day, people argue if it was a mixtape or it was a full album, man. So it's, you know, when you do that type of marketing or have that type of effect, you know, or do that type of release, man, people will react to it. And it reacted to this because all the people that watched the movie during that weekend weren't going to go to the movie theaters to see it. And even if they did, they were going to hate it. It was going to get ripped apart by critics and Metacritic alike. It was going to get ripped up. The fact that people didn't have to pay money to see this movie and they watched it, it didn't hurt you. It didn't hurt at all.
It did nothing.
No.
Yeah, it did nothing. It's one of the. Remember we you and I talked about Bright, Chris,
yeah.
And we came to this, and we was like, and we kind of came to the same conclusion. Yeah, it sucked, but you know what? People watched it. A lot of people watched it. A whole lot of people watched. It's kind of and we still going to get in arguments with Lucas over this because at the same time I'm thinking like, well, I see the reason why they do it. And he sees the reason why they do it. He hates the practice. I hate the practice too. But you know what? I say keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing of it is, it's like the way they did it, movie after the Super Bowl, it was the #1 trending thing on Twitter. So they knew it was going to get that social media boost because it was like, oh shit, Cloverfield. All right, fuck it, let's go. You know, because people were talking about it.
And it's more. It's the. I would say the reason why the other reason why this movie got the backlash that it got, not just because of, you know, how people disagree with the movie's pacing. There are a lot of people who went into this movie expecting like explanations and like more scenes with the actual monster from the first movie and other connections to the second movie.
Yep.
Oh, I knew that wasn't going to happen. You asked for too much.
Like you say, too much.
No, you straight up bar, in my opinion. You asked for too much. You like, oh man, wasn't that? I wasn't even worried about the monster. I wasn't worried about the monster because if it's going to show up, it's going to show up and scare the hell out of me. So it doesn't matter if it's going to show up or not. But
well, I remember
people really did go into this thing thinking that though.
Yeah, I remember one of the earlier designs of what people thought the monster was. One of the earliest designs that I remember seeing, people thought this was going to be like a giant whale with legs.
Okay.
It was like a cross between like a whale and a sea turtle with legs and shit. It was really weird. Like, I'm actually looking at the image right now and I remember this.
I think you know what? I think as far as the American kaiju scene, we're coming, nigga. It's going to happen. Before you know it, the Japanese is not going to make nothing as good as this, and then the Japanese drop a Godzilla. Oh my goodness, what are we doing wrong?
I know, right? Especially after that last Godzilla movie that came out.
Hey,
boy,
look. I think at some point we will talk about that Godzilla that came out on Netflix because that needs to be talked about. But
did you see? Hold on, did you see that yet?
I have not. Again, I got it on my wish list. I have not seen the anime. I'm talking about the one that came out last year.
Oh, the one you and that one that was just like.
I heard. I didn't see it yet, but I heard good things about it. I haven't seen it yet, though, man.
This is the reason why I always want America to keep putting out more American Godzilla movies, just to piss off Japan and make Japan put out more Godzilla movies.
When Gareth Edwards made that Godzilla movie and it didn't suck, Japan was like, "Ah, shit, they caught up."
No, like,
all right, let's put out
not just they caught up, but it was like, oh damn, they did a thing.
They gave a shit now. Okay,
they did a thing. They did a thing, and it worked.
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was this is going to get kind of racist from D. Stupid Americans. They could beat us and do Godzilla better than. And then we do it. It's like this. Don't get out there. Wait, we'll make our own. It'll be better.
And turns out they made really good Godzilla.
They just turn to each other and start speaking in Japanese. Okay, we will make it. They bow to us because they're proper, and then they'll leave.
They huddle up for it.
Shocked. They literally saw that fucking American Godzilla and it was like shocked in Japanese.
Stairs and Dragon Ball.
Stairs and Dragon Ball.
No, I got even better. Stairs and Kaiju.
Yeah, Stairs and Kaiju.
Stairs and Kaiju.
You know this, but I know that. That's a good way of ending this shit, man.
I'm waiting for Japan to do a Cloverfield clone. Fuck it, just to see what they do.
What billion of them? They're just going to dig into their kaiju box and just pull one out. This one from the '60s. Try that out.
Cloverfield versus freaking Gamera.
He's not lying. They could. They really could do that same thing. Because it's Japan, and Japan like a giant back catalog of kaiju that they could go through.
From the 1950s that they haven't seen in years, man.
Look,
they would do that crap.
Look, I'm sitting there laughing. I'm surprised America hasn't said, you know what? They're pretty good with Godzilla. Let's take on Gamera next. And I'm like, ooh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, see, that's where America. That's something America should be doing. America should just come out and say, hey, you know what? We did good with this Godzilla movie. Cool on the way. Hey, you know what? Gamera, Ultraman, and who else? Who else could they take? They could just take something from. They can take more stuff from
a Gundam, random
Gundam. You know what? Any Gundam. Hell, give us any of the Gundams. We'll make something out of it.
They'll give them a Leo.
Give them a hey,
damn,
bruh. Look, they'll take a Leo and they'll make that shit work.
Make sure Del Toro's on this. Del Toro is on this. Got to beat the Japanese. It's not happening. This is on, man.
It'll make you love a Leo over a Gundam. Ain't that about a bitch?
I'm serious. And CJ, you know how you make it really good? Have a cameo appearance from the who was it? From the Taurus and the Aries show up. Don't even throw in God, what's the white one? Oh God.
Just go through the set. Just go through the freaking symbols. So Leo,
no,
Taurus, V8, the Mercurius.
No. I'm talking about just those two, just the Leo and the Taurus. And I said, don't even bring in the white one. Which one?
Transform?
No. The
Taurus is the one that knowing them had. It can actually transform. It only did it one time, but they can transform.
No. I'm talking about the one that Otto used to crash into the Saint Kingdom.
Oh, you mean the tall geese?
Yeah, tall geese.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to gain.
Here's the thing. I'll be that fucking snobby Japanese, anime fan and be like, man, fuck you guys, Leos, man. It's all about Gundams. What? That's where I'll be at. They really do.
Can you imagine all the dudes that make model kits in America, all the Gundam model kits in America, and they seeing all these little kids playing with Leos. Like, yeah, for that new movie that just came out, it just Chris just knocking out Leos out of kids' hands. Ungrateful motherfucker. Ungrateful motherfucker.
Bullshit.
I talking to Chris. Look, hey Chris, so we gonna do that on show tomorrow? Yeah, I can't, D. Why? I gotta go to court tomorrow. Chris, is this another kid with a? Yeah, it's another kid with a Leo, man. This is the third kid, Chris. Come on, man. They're children. They don't know no better, man. It's okay.
You know about the awesomeness that is the RX-78, all right? Fuck the little goddamn Leo.
And here's me being that one nerd. Look here, Chris. I know what you said. A lot of people don't. And I need you to understand that a lot of people don't know the nerdy shit that you're saying right now. Nah, D, it's real. Just don't turn it off.
Just don't turn it off.
All right, you know what? That's enough. So that's Cloverfield. I'd like to thank Chris again. The next 2 Bams you're gonna hear. They're gonna be old, but who gives a shit? We got a back catalog. I told you, Chris, it's gonna come in handy. No, put them out tomorrow, D. Put them out tomorrow. But guess what? My laziness has won. I'd like to thank DJ Sue. DJ, it's always been a pleasure talking to you, hearing your effervescent voice.
And you should end this with the Cloverfield growl. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cloverfield growl.
You know where it came in. The perfect time with that, the Cloverfield Monsters roar came in was, again, the Tex Avery cartoons. With nobody down one road, nobody down at the other end of the road. Guns start shooting. Cloverfield Monster roar.